Everyone. Thank you so much for being here and helping us celebrate our annual awards program, the Excellence in Reusable Packaging Awards. My name is Tim Debus with the Reusable Packaging Association, and we're thrilled to be able to conclude 2 days of education programs, of panels and presentations here at Pack Expo Las Vegas with the recognition of some tremendous innovation and accomplishments that are taking place in the market with reusable transport packaging. I'm being repetitive, but I believe this every year, is that this is one of the most exciting and special programs that we run at the association, because what it does is it allows us to shine a light on truly excellence that's taking place in the market, and then really telling that story and providing that out in terms of recognition and case studies so that others can learn about these success stories and these innovations taking place. And that's very powerful when you can have real-world applications that are truly achieving beyond the objectives as originally started. This is our 14th year with the Reusable Packaging Awards. And they continue to get better in terms of fine-tuning not only what the product is or what the service and the impact, but how that's being measured. We have 3 award categories that we analyze based on submissions. One is the Reusable System Award, and that is simply the holistic look at how a reusable packaging product is introduced and utilized in a commercial application. And that's a special one. That's one that's been around all 14 years for us to look at both the environmental and economic impact. And so applicants are asked to describe, quantify, and report on what those impacts are based on the particular use application. And that continues to be a fairly rigorous test as companies are measuring themselves what the value proposition of their products are. The second category is design innovation. This is a very important and newer category for us because it really challenges the industry to submit something that is cutting edge in design, right? The problems that we have in the world is really a failure in design. And so design becomes such a very important angle for us to showcase about how design is solving problems or design is creating new opportunity. So we wanted to showcase an award on accomplishments when a design has really leaped beyond and solved a problem in the marketplace. The third category is product technology. That was introduced a few years ago with design innovation. And we believe that technology and the enablement of technological advances through reusable packaging is such a game changer out in the marketplace. And the adoption of the technology, whether it's asset tracking, whether it's reporting on monitoring conditions, or the automation through robotics. These are areas of technology that are really changing how reusable packaging is being able to operate in the modern supply chain. So those are our 3 categories that we're going to recognize the award winners here today. And I'd like to also thank our judges. We've got an outstanding panel of judges, independent from RPA, independent from us and our team and anybody affiliated. They're independent. And one of them is Rick LeBlanc with the Reusable Packaging News, who for generations has been reporting and covering stories about reusable packaging. Second is Michelle Fay with the organization Stop Waste in Alameda County, California. That is a kind of a quasi-public-private organization that's been looking to eliminate solid waste in Alameda County for well over 20 years. And we have 2 university professors and leaders in the space, Zanette Bose with the University of Florida and Laszlo Horvath with Virginia Tech. Those 4 individuals round out a panel that receive all of the applications and ultimately run a scorecard in which we then determine the winners based on the highest scores through these project narrative, explanation of the benefits, and then ultimately, as I've been mentioning, the measurement and quantification of the impact. So it's real exciting that this year we can bring forth and recognize 3 winners in this particular, these categories that we can then showcase with case studies about the learnings and findings and ultimately what those success stories can lead to the future. Let me get to the first award. We're going to go in order of reusable system. This year's award winner is General Motors with partnership from Camps Pallets. General Motors was running a decentralized pallet procurement and system in which they were buying and selling pallets based in individual and independent operations. Camps Pallets went in and actually decided we're going to more centralize it. We're going to look at standardization across all of the General Motors facilities and ultimately look to drive value. They even looked at new designs of pallets that could meet the needs of General Motors throughout their operations. And they ultimately decided we're going to look at repair and maintenance and other ways that we can drive out costs and provide a better pallet system for General Motors. The net result that they've reported on is that they're averaging a savings of about $2 million a year based on this new centralized and national program that Camps Pallets was able to deliver. So we would have recognized General Motors as the winner of our Excellence in Reusable Packaging Award for the reusable systems. And at this time, I would like to invite Damon Williamson from Camps Pallets to join me here to receive the award and say a few things on behalf of General Motors and the product accomplishment. So this is yours. You want to use the mic here?
I will.
Okay.
Tim, thank you very much. We're so pleased to be here and be part of the RPA and to receive this award today on behalf of Camps and our outstanding business partner, General Motors. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize a couple of our other team members that aren't here today. First off, Mike Kostreva, one of our very best and most veteran sales reps out of Detroit, really was the tip of the spear for this program. Alongside of him, Jeff Terpestra, who we lovingly call Terp in the camp circles, sales leadership, our most veteran sales leader. And then from the operations side, you cannot execute a program like this without strong collaboration between sales and operations. So Steve Ayers, who heads operations in some of our Michigan-based facilities, all those gentlemen deserve all the credit for what's going on here today. And so anyway, thank you for that. And I also want to say on behalf of our mutually beneficial business relationship with General Motors, what a pleasure it is to be recognized alongside of one of the most iconic brands in the world, General Motors. So thank you, RPA, and thank you, General Motors and the Camps team.
Thanks again.
Okay.
Here, do you want to take the General Motors one too? Hard not to get fingerprints on this. Here you go, take a look.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks. All right, fantastic. Do we have the next slide? Wonderful, awesome. Okay, fantastic. So design innovation. One of the things that I've heard and learned over the years is that there's always this effort to standardize. Right? There's always like, oh, we got this new reusable packaging, it needs to have standard features. And there's a lot of importance that can come out of having standards associated with product design. In many ways, it's something that should take place in reusable packaging. It's being talked about a lot with like consumer cups and foodware. How can standardization then work better with systems and ultimately drive further innovation and such? But the one thing that I always caution over the years is standards are great, but they should be thoughtfully applied and have some type of elastic flexibility in order to improve with innovation over time. What you're introducing as a product today is likely not going to be the generation or the design of the product that can optimize performance in the future. So we always have to look at ways in which innovation can be cultivated and brought to market that's going to work for an application or a customer. And in this case, with the design innovation, we continue to see how a product that the learnings from usage in the marketplace over time, with input from the marketplace, changes from the marketplace, leads to a product such as this one that we like to recognize. There are companies from Cabka and CHEP who introduced it into the marketplace, a new large foldable container called the Zirconic, that ultimately achieves a level of standardization in terms of its usage, but then has implemented some terrific design innovation features. One of them in particular is the foldability of the large container, which is always very important in order to maximize or achieve efficient handling and reverse logistics, in which this particular product was able to get a 10% reduction on the shipment and transportation of the folded unit versus others in the past. And that 10% driving down costs and optimizing ultimately reverse logistics is fantastic. They were also able to put in a better design for the fulfillment of getting up to 15% more capacity as well within the open and full and packed container. So you're already seeing innovation as far as unit weight and our unitization and its ultimately handling in logistics. And in looking at sustainability, it's 99+% using post-consumer recycled content. Which is fantastic. That's something our industry really values, is the fact that you can use reusable packaging to drive the most sustainable form of packaging, but then use it as a market to take on recycled content, right? One of the areas in the recycling industry is having markets for things like PCR, post-consumer recycled content. And here they're achieving that. They're actually using the product from post-consumer recycling into a very usable, functional, reusable packaging product, and this is the Zirconic. So it's fantastic to be able to recognize both companies and what they're able to do to achieve a fantastic design innovation that we'd like to recognize here with both Cabka and CHEP coming to the stage. I think Alex and Prab, you guys want to receive the award on this side here. Could have both of you come in, and I'll hand you one. This is the Cabka and CHEP here, and we'll get a picture here. Oh, gotta squeeze in. Thanks, guys. If you want to say a few things, okay. There's a microphone if you need it too. You
want to take that one? Just a huge thanks to the Returnable Packaging Association for this award. CHEP and CHEP Palicon Solutions is very thankful for the partnership we've had with Cabka in bringing this customer-led innovation to the market. We took real insights from the users and we're able to incorporate those things into this next generation platform, which we know will drive long-term value for our customers as well as ourselves as operators of large pools. Thank you, Cabka, for your partnership here, and thank you to the RPA for all that you do to support this type of activity in the industry.
So thank you, RPA, for having us, and it's really a remarkable achievement that we have together with CHEP. We like partners like this. CHEP, you saw, whoever listened to my previous presentation, that's a great example of consumer development targeted to a certain target. It's a long process. A lot of people were involved. It's 2 years of work, and the result is remarkable. And thank you for you and your team. And we are very looking forward to how this project is going to be launched. It's, as we speak, is being launched in Europe and coming to the US in a short while, right? So thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Rob. There you go. Okay, one trophy left. Last but not least, product technology. As I mentioned on the onset, it's really exciting to see what the future has for tech-enabled reusable packaging. A lot that what we talk about in technology is what it can do. how it can drive benefits, what the future opportunities are in bringing value, leveraging technology and reusable packaging systems. We don't talk maybe enough about how to do it. Even though we do have a white paper and other established materials about steps, this is an area that we can talk about both, is what's required, right, with technology. You need to have the hardware and the software in place, and it needs to work, and it needs to last, because if we're promoting reusable packaging that's durable and lasting over and over again, the technology has to be as well. And if we can flip to the next slide, thank you. With the Product Technology Award, we're presenting to the Innotech Group, and this is a fantastic case study that is developed with in-mold RFID labeling. And when you manufacture the product, you can put the RFID directly into the container where it's going to last, it's going to work effectively. And what they recognize working with the customer is that the plant trays that are delivering plants, that many of them are single use. And they're being thrown away after each use. And can there be a more sustainable, reusable option for these plant trays? And the answer is yes. And to do it effectively with in-mold labeling can really drive performance of that technology. And in being able to identify a particular asset, or in this case a plant tray, with the technology is something that's going to increase the value and ultimately its effectiveness in the marketplace. So Innotech Group worked with a plant tray company in order to put these RFID labels on a reusable plant tray and ultimately save tons of waste that was taking place and a lot of single use and increasing the performance. And the great thing is that within one read, let's say, of a handheld device, they can read 1,000 of these trays within one read, and that really automates in volume and bulk, ultimately, the identity of those assets for inventory management, and ultimately making sure that you're keeping and maintaining the control of those assets. And that's really important when you're looking at breakthroughs in technology. It's not only so much it's doing in terms of managing the assets so you can get the performance, but it's doing it in a very smart and effective way, in this case, in-mode labeling. And I'd like to bring up Kiki and Edwin from the Innotech Group to talk a little bit more about this award-winning system, but also to receive the trophy in recognition of the Excellence Award in the area of product technology. Let's get a picture first. Who wants to hold that? There you go. Thank you.
I've never done this before, so I want to thank the Academy. Oh, no, different show. First of all, congratulations to all the other winners. I'm very humbled and honored to receive this award on behalf of Innotech Group and talk a little bit about our project, our collaboration with EPT, Europlant Tray. First and foremost, though, thank you to RPA for having us, and thank you to the judges. This award really means a lot to us, and it's nice to have our work recognized. It's really inspiring. So our collaboration with EPT started a couple years back. EPT is a cooperative of leading European growers, wholesalers, and retailers, and they all had one goal. We want to revolutionize the green industry's packaging, and we want to replace it with a reusable, returnable, cross-border tray that we have here that will just change everything for everybody. And that's what they did. Of course, this is in alignment with PPWR, and I'm sure you have heard about it during these last 2 days quite a bit. PPWR, the European Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation, will ban single-use plastic by 2030, so something had to be done. So this is why we have this tray now. They came to us with one really pressing issue. We have 95% of all plant trays in Europe being single use at this time. And that equals around 150 million trays in Germany alone, which is around 50 million of plastic trash. So they came to us with an injection molding company and they said, what are we going to do? And we said, well, if your trays really should be reusable, then we have to make them smart. And my colleague Edwin will explain to you how we made them smart. And if you want to learn more, you find us at booth 36011 to talk more about it.
Thank you, Kiki. Yeah, I'm supposed to tell a bit more about the current application here, but Tim kind of made life hard for me because he already told you guys about it. The key part of this tray is the in-mold RFID label. That's the key innovation. As most injection molders already know, it's tough to process in-mold labels correctly, and it's even tougher to get an in-mold RFID label in a plastic part without destroying the RFID mold. We've been able to do that. We've patented our solution. Should you want to know more about it, just contact us, reach out to us. The Initech Group is a German company. We're just kickstarting our American venture, and Kiki and I are spearheading it, so just let us know whatever needs you have. Thank you, Tim. You've been great. You've been a great help. Thank you to the judges for awarding us this prize, and we're proud to be here on stage. Thank you.
Nice job, guys. I'm glad you got a visual of that.
Is that okay?
Awesome. Nice. We custom design those trophies. They're very rare out there. You're not going to see them on third-party markets or eBay or anything like that. So at least I hope not. But I want to conclude not only the Excellence Award presentation and ceremony, but our Learning Center program for these past 2 days. On behalf of the Reusable Packaging Academy, right? That's what we're getting to that level. No, the Reusable Packaging Association, I want to thank my team as well for all the work that they do in helping us put this on, and really excited to end and conclude in celebration of these Excellence Award winners. So thanks everybody, have a good rest of your show, and appreciate you coming to our award ceremony.